Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Scorpio reading. The new moon will occur on the very first day of November, and we'll get into a little bit more about the significance of this breakthrough moment for all of us. This is a general reading. It will not resonate in the same way for all of you, depending on your life circumstances. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below, where I am featuring a 50% off sale, and I've clarified the sale prices in the description box so it's clear. The holidays are coming up. This might make a great gift. If it's something you're interested in, please take advantage of this opportunity. And moreover, I am so grateful for your presence here and all the ways that you do support me. So, Virgo, let's get started with your overall energy, the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is perhaps looking at a way in which you are coming into satisfaction about the things that you're choosing in your life, the steps you're taking, the progress you're making in finding personal fulfillment, a sense of contentment with who you are, your gifts, and your ability to leverage those in the world in a way that works to your advantage. As a Virgo, I could already assume that many of you are working in areas of life that are about serving others, helping others, assisting. This is part of your character trait, your archetype is being of service. However, learning how to make that effort towards service benefit you, make you feel good, seek and gain reciprocity in areas of your life where you give so much is something that you are managing in a very spectacular way. And this is impacting the way in which you are communicating, the way you're thinking about ideas, thinking about your own resources, your own talents as being utilized in ways that satisfy you and give you pleasure. But the sense of contentment is overall. In the 10th house, this is where others see you, how you identify your social position in the world. The Magician is very much in alignment with your gifts and talents. Mercury, Hermes, this is the energy of the messenger, the communicator, the presenter. In favorably, I always read cards upright, and I try to look at the progressive element of the sign as part of what is shaping your forward motion. And here you are doing more of what you already do. So I'm speaking to those of you that are teachers in some capacity, that provide services for others, that make presentations, that share ideas. And it looks like your ideas are getting a very public uh, showing, distribution, or display in some ways. You're taking, again, what you've done to a new level of satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. This is you integrating what you are good at, what your talents are, what your interests are into the work that you do, and making that a part of your presentation. For those of you that work in fairly traditional areas of education and academics, this has been quite a long climb to take a traditional field of study and to shape it around your ideas, or to integrate your talents into it in a way that gives you more fulfillment and more significance to your audience members. So this may feel very specific, but in whatever area you work or whatever you do on the public stage in your community, this is something that is going to be seen and is going to reflect a personal and individual expression of yours. that is going to be noticed, picked up on. People are going to be responding to this. In the first house, this was the house of your attitude, your perspective at a mundane level. And on the daily, it feels like there is a tremendous area, tremendous concerns or anxieties about the way that you are, the various options available to you to integrate what you feel is your talent, your gift, uh, into what you do. You may work within an institution where you regularly interact with the ideas of others, and there is a lot of unsolicited advice or opinions that you're aware of. There are many tried and true strategies that you're contemplating. In uh, this very momentous integration that you are uh, attempting in your work. So, this way of putting more of who you are, more of who you personally feel you are, more of your gifts, more of your voice into your field is something that is very challenging for you. This is revealing yourself at a level of vulnerability that is not comfortable. You may be quite ordinarily a very shy person, no matter how public or open your conversation or ideas are presented to the world. I have just been confirmed by a pregnant kitty cat that is one of my neighbors that is pacing by my window. However, this is really the worries and concerns that are not unfamiliar to you as an air sign. You're an earth sign, but as Mercury being your ruling planet, you are constantly consumed with new ideas, new information that you want to share with others. And here, this is actually advising you to simply step back from the overthinking, overanalysis that is wearing you out, that is exhausting you, and simply be in your intuition. Your heart, your intuition, your sense of who you are, your authenticity is really what this is about. And this is really not about something that you have planned neatly and taken a linear path towards. This is something that just comes from a deep place of knowing within you and is counseling you to be in your present moment, to allow this magic that you bring to your subject, to your area of concern, to your work, to shine. Allowing yourself to shine is even uncomfortable for many of you. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your foundation, this is even your history or your family. The death card, also subtitled Rebirth, is really pointing to some loss, some tremendous change or shift in a family dynamic into literal family that is anchoring you right now. In many ways, this shift is liberating you. And this is a part of this overall dynamic that I feel is super impacting you. Uh, the planet Pluto of intense alignments, this collective unconscious ability to tap into what other people feel and desire. This is part of what is informing your own desire to integrate who you are into your work more intimately. And this can be the result of a loss you're experiencing, a physical loss of something, perhaps a home, perhaps a loved one, perhaps an significant relationship, a parental figure that in many ways is allowing you to clear the decks so that you're moving forward kind of guilt free, doing what you want to do, what feels authentic to you without the expectation of someone who mentored you, guided you, supported you, even provided for you in the past. In the seventh house of relationships, we have the Two of Wands. And this feels like a natural evolution from this major transformation that you're experiencing in your home at your foundation. This is about your roots. And this transformation that you're experiencing, that you've been experiencing for many of you, decades now, is resulting in this new sense of confidence and clarity about who you are and what you have to offer, what you value as your greatest strength, and turning that into an unfamiliar arena. This is the integration of self, I believe, for many of you. It's also the casting your net towards unfamiliar audiences, new clients, new customers, um, new co-workers, new colleagues, even new arenas of study, places where you can expand and grow. You're moving away from what's familiar, what you've done, the routines, you're done. You want to move on to new challenges, and that represents a greater expansion into your world and beyond. If this reading is resonating for you, Virgo, please like this video, please share this with others, and please subscribe to my channel. I pulled the happiness card underneath a bunch that have flown, that are stacked underneath, but let's take happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. And we kind of go right back to the beginning here with your overall energy, the Nine of Cups, the card of contentment, fulfillment, satisfaction. This is a deeper kind of happiness. This is a sense that you are understanding how to make the right moves for you. And this is something that many of us work very hard to learn, um, how we can best satisfy ourselves as we grow. So, this is a beautiful confirmation of this very magical place that you're in at this time. And I'm going to clarify the Eight of Swords in the first house with the Ten of Cups. Interesting, because the sense of releasing this anxiety, releasing the worry, the overthinking, actually means you're relying on a community that honors your gifts. You're part of a community of people that, like you, are gifted, are talented, are of service to others, do care, are nurturing something important. If it's a voice, if it's a story, a narrative, a message, uh, this is about embracing the community that you have, that you are already a natural part of. And you can identify that community on your own terms, but there's a common thread of sharing resources here. This is in a protected way, in a way where you're safe because you're seen for who you are. For many of you, this is a community of colleagues. This is a community of uh, makers, crafters, friends, whoever represents in many ways the world as you would like it to be, the community as you would like it to be. This is the better world that you are a part of and that you are part of the making of. I hope I'm making sense. The Death card in the fourth house is clarified by the Emperor. It's a lot of power here. And it's interesting that uh, the incredible transformation that I believe you are making in part is a shift from caretaker, provider, to provider at a different level where you are releasing control of the things that you can't control, that are outside of your sphere of influence, and taking more responsibility for what makes you happy. This is because you bring so much experience in manifesting success on behalf of groups of people. So this means something different for all of you, but you are in a position of leadership and authority in your home, most decidedly, perhaps as the result of a loss, shift of power has moved towards you. Perhaps as the loss of family, you become your own authority in a way that you experience as liberating. But with this freedom comes greater responsibility, and you're very aware of that. In fact, that in part is the way in which you are more diligently integrating your particular gifts into what you do, because you're aware that you can have maximize your influence in the world. You can contribute to a better world, a better experience of people in your world by exposing yourself, exposing where your authority derives from. There's a link here with tradition, with ritual, with your ancestors for many of you, particularly for those of you that are spiritual or academics in any way. In the seventh house of relationships, clarified by the Ace of Cups, there's a sense of having found yourself through many of these changes. And for some of you, this transformation is not uh, all sunshine and roses. There is some real loss. There's some real difficulty and hardship. There's some real anxiety about meeting your responsibilities in a way that feels appropriate to you. And yet, I do see that this ability to honor and respect your own desires, to take care of yourself, to give yourself what you need, particularly if others are not there to do it for you or do not reciprocate in a way that feels equitable. This is about healing self and recognizing that you are whole simply the way that you are. You don't need to be in a partnership to be loved and loving. You are part of a loving community, but the sense of being whole and integrated within you is part of what you are beginning to see reflected in your environment. And this is the idea, perhaps, that you are reclaiming a former love. And this can be love of a particular interest, skill, talent, or area of growth for you. So this is really also attending to your physical health as well, as I do see the reserve that is quite common for many of you. Even shyness is being tended to in a way that helps to empower you, is being soothed, is being comforted by informing you, by letting you accept your value. This is absolutely about your value in or out of any relationship, team, or project. You are worthy, and you are beginning to honor that in a way that uh, contributes to a sense of confidence and calm. In the 10th house, the magician is clarified by the Five of Cups. And this is opposed to your fourth house, where losses among family members or the loss of a firm foundation or a traditional foundation are being reflected on by you as a place of learning, looking at your failures and disappointments in a way that is not only encouraging you to take responsibility for your experiences in those failures or disappointments, but it's also teaching you how much, or showing you how much you've learned about who you truly are, encouraging this deeper connection within you to your higher self, to your potential, to the pursuit of your ultimate dreams. There's a kind of fearlessness here in residing in your heart, more and more validating that what you desire, who you are, your natural talents and gifts are actually defining you in a way that is encouraging you to pursue something that you never imagined would be a challenge worthy of you. So now you're understanding this is you unfolding professionally for many of you to a new level uh, of a unique contribution that is reflected in who you are. The ability to bring that evolution, that personal development into your work and your understanding of what you do is really marking you at this time. It's really contributing to this fresh presentation, this way of presenting yourself and your ideas in a way that others are not used to seeing. I'm going to leave it here, Virgo. If this reading has been helpful, I hope. And until next time, namaste.